Welcome to the Women of Courage series by Bren Harris. That's me, the Warrior Mom. And I am so glad you are here. For those of you just joining us, let us know in the chat where you're chiming in from. If you threw a dart at the US, I'm right in the middle. And our amazing guest today is near Hotlanta, Georgia. And she has an amazing story of courage. I don't want to steal her thunder. For those of you who may not know me, I founded Warrior Moms by Bren and the Warrior Nation when my son was medically injured at 22 months of age. He was just a baby. And I had no idea. We don't know what we don't know. And the last 12 plus years, we have walked through hell. Now we walk through it like we own the place, and you can too. Join us in taking water back to those still in the fire. It's a shock to the system. It throws cold water on everything we thought parenthood, motherhood, or childhood would be. And just so we know what we're talking about, this is how Warrior Mom started at the kitchen table, tiny little baby, and working on a vision that I never knew would grow into such a movement. This is my son now. He towers over me. He is a teen. He's 6'1", and this is one of our mini medical trips out of state. He is diagnosed autism spectrum disorder, level 3, nonverbal, and theoretically requiring lifelong care. I am teacher, warden, therapist. We do charter school where we work independently at home and then a few hours a week with a teacher. Moms, I see you. You're not alone. And I see you. I hear you. And I want you to know you belong here. This is your tribe. Now, in our Warrior Mom, our Women of Courage series, rather, we're talking about courage defined as doing things afraid, even when life throws us massive curveballs. So I'm going to bring our guest on, and I cannot wait for you to see behind the scenes of her journey of courage. Hey, Tenille, did you make the live?
Hello. Yes, I'm here. It's awesome to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, it's such an honor. I'm so glad to have you here. For our tribe and our audience, I know you're a lupus warrior and I'm the warrior mom. Please share with our audience, who is Tenille Stewart?
I am a lupus warrior, a woman of God, a passionate advocate for my people. I am, a 30-something, just, do my best to make it out here in this crazy, crazy world with extra things like chronic illness or whatever.
And in case you guys don't know, our nickname for Tenille's call sign is Smiles because she's always smiling, no matter what's going on with her physically, emotionally, or spiritually. And it is such an inspiration. Now, I know when you thought about growing up and becoming an adult, you never factored in having a chronic illness. Can you take us back to the way back and let us know where'd you grow up? Where do you consider yourself to be now?
So I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and I was raised in Clearwater Beach, Florida. And then I moved back. I graduated high school, and then I moved back to New York, but Westchester this time. And then now for the past 2 years, I've lived in Georgia, which is the bushes of Georgia. So not like the fancy part, but like, I'm in here. I'm in the country, being a country girl for a moment here.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Now that you find yourself being what I might call a mobilepreneur, you can work from anywhere. What do you feel like your current calling is?
I'm so grateful, to be a mobilepreneur, like you said, because now I literally podcast from my house. I coach on Zoom. I, have all of my stuff easy at my fingertips, which anyone with a chronic illness knows the pain of getting ready to go somewhere where you really don't feel like you can do it, but you just push through and do it. Now it's so much easier because I can do everything from my home for the most part. And if I want to go out, I can, but I don't have to, which is amazing. But yeah, I coach and I podcast and I do all these things from anywhere I want to. It's amazing.
Oh, amazing. Hey, you guys, congratulations. I know you just hit the 100 mark.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I can't believe it.
Professional. And I want to say congratulations on hitting that huge milestone.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I would like to know, I know that you had some years of life in you when you had your first lupus flare. Can you talk about how life was before that and what happened during that time?
So my first major, like I got diagnosed at 19. So like I had a little bit of, I graduated high school at 17. So a little bit of life, but like I had 1 year of college and then I had like a break I was taking. I worked, I lived by myself for the first time. I thought I was an adult. And then I turned 19 and got really, really sick. I was told then that I wouldn't make it to 30, or they like, well, with the way that your illness is looking right now, from what we've seen, you won't make it to 30. Very straight faced, very formal. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me get out of the teen in my age and do something with my life, you know? So yeah, before I was so excited about everything, and you know, I felt like I had so much opportunity and time and stuff like that. And they told me that one thing, and I was like, oh snap! Like, gotta get things done now. Like, I have a deadline. Like, let me get out here and do something. And then chronic illness really like shut me down for quite a few years where I wasn't doing much. I was surviving instead of thriving, and worrying instead of praying, and all the things, you know. And then now I am back to being excited about my life and all the opportunities and all the things that I can do and where I can go. And it just feels like I'm back to that girl that was, you know, 19 and living her life before chronic illness. So it's pretty amazing. I love it.
I just want to make sure you guys caught that. I know, Tenille, this is old hat for you because you've been doing this for a couple of decades. To be full of life, living on your own, first time in your life, and 19, and having a doctor walk in and say, you won't make it till 30. Thing that happened in your life. No offense to doctors. Their training, the worst case scenario. What process at that point?
Well, originally, I kind of shut down. I genuinely didn't know what to think or say. Like when the doctor's rheumatologist walked in and said that, I was sitting there with my mother and we were just silent. And I was looking around. I was looking at him and looking at her and looking at him and looking at her. And I was waiting for like Ashton Kutcher to come and be like, you've been punked, something. I was like, can't be my life. And I was too shocked to cry in the moment. I was like, what did he just say? And he said it like it was nothing. He said it like, do you want sugar in your coffee? He said it like nothing. So I was so shocked that I did not process that for a minute. And then when I did, I was heartbroken. I was really heartbroken. I was like, but I have plans. And what if I like, I want to get married? And what if I want to have kids? And what if I like, I wanted to, you know, finish my degree? Like all the things that I thought I was going to do, I really thought him walked in and put a stop to everything that I believed my life was going to be. And my mind wasn't strong enough yet at that point to like realize that he did not have that say. Like he could predict whatever he wanted to predict, but it was my life and God was in control and possibilities were endless. I couldn't fathom at that moment, you know. It took a lot of work, a lot of training, a lot of, you know, coaching, a lot of prayer, a lot of studying, you know, to get my mind to the point where I was like, you know what? I have so many options and so many choices that I can make before I let anybody else have control of my life.
Man, that is the definition of courage. We are doing things afraid. We are doing even when we are afraid. And it sounds like you had to flip that switch and realize, get to, choose to, love to, that you had a say in your health.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's a daily thing. It's not like a just. I mean, you make the decision, then you continue to make the decision every day. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, what does my body feel like, and what is my plan to attack this day? It's not ever just like, well, I got motivated yesterday, I got inspired yesterday. Like
Mhm.
reminding yourself over and over and over, affirmations and reading and being around the right people and having a community that backs you up is a necessity to continuing to fight for the goals that I have the way that I do.
Oh, and I've witnessed this over the last 2 years. Tenille and I are in a mastermind together, and the instant connection of accountability for us is is a result in part of instances in our life where we get to, choose to, love to, choose a better path every single day. And I have witnessed this in your life. She shows up when she doesn't feel like it. How we feel and what we accomplish have nothing to do with each other. And I am so inspired by that. Now, you had one instance, your aha. I know that you do not just live life and let life happen. You've chosen a very specific path for your life and your new vision. Can you share with our audience what that is?
So, with the specific instance,
When you
okay,
say,
so
I'm going to do this.
right, so when I after that first being diagnosed and told that, I really did come down with a really crazy flare up, and I was in that hospital for 3 months straight, and then had to
Mm,
go to a rehab to learn how to walk again. But in the midst of that, I was in an ICU for a couple of weeks, and you know, I didn't necessarily want to die, but I didn't. I just wanted the pain to go away, and I
right.
remember thinking, like, God, just take this pain away. Like, I don't know, whatever you need to do. Like, I can't handle this. Let me go, or whatever it was. And I heard my mother and a family friend outside the hospital room praying the house down. My mother's Jamaican. The family friend, very Jamaican. They were, it wasn't a regular ordinary prayer. It was screaming at God. It was angry. It was passionate. It was crying. I heard it all. And I was just laying in that bed and I couldn't move. I could not move. And all that I wanted, all that I really wanted was to be able to stand up, go to my mom, go to a family friend and hug them and tell them, it's okay. I'm going to be okay, guys. I'm going to fight this. Like, I'm going to come back. Like, don't be so mad. Don't be so sad. Stop crying. And I couldn't do that. And the only thing that I could do, the only thing that I had control over was praying. My mind said, oh, it is time to fight. I said, God, okay, I see it. I understand. I understand. Like I'm supposed to be here. I need to stay here. Let me fight. Like what? Tell me what to do. Whatever I need to do, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fight this. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna make sure my mom is happy. I'm gonna make sure my dad is
Mm.
smiling. Like I'm not gonna do this to my family. And the next day, my blood work changed. The next day, like they were like, oh, I wonder what happened and how did this happen? Because they were trying something experimental on me. And, they didn't have the experience to know what was going to happen. So, they think it's that. I think it's what I think it was, but, who knows? I just know that I decided
Oh,
that
yeah.
day that I was going to fight this and live a long, gorgeous life.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I got chills. It was amazing. The decision to decide to walk in courage, face of all this negativity. Now, you didn't just walk out of the hospital and eat fast food, be like everybody else. You chose something very specific for your healing journey physically. Can you talk about your choice to go vegan?
Yes. So after that flare up, I was home and I started to feel sick again. And like I was on a lot of medications. When I came out of the hospital the first time, I was on like 18 medications and giving myself blood thinner shots every day. And I tapered off a lot of medication. And I knew that if I went back and told them that I was feeling sicker again, that they were just going to put me on more medication. So I did some research. Me and a friend, he was raw vegan at the time, and I thought he was crazy. But then I joined the crazy, and I went vegan. I did a 30-day green juice fast and put myself in complete remission for 30 days, for a few years, like 2 to 3 years.
Amazing.
And so it wasn't detectable in my bloodstream at all for that couple years. And after the fasting, I just was like, I was watching YouTube and seeing like a bunch of recipes to do after when I was allowed to eat, and they all happened to be vegan. And I was like, okay, well, I want to eat these things. So for that couple weeks after, I just ate those recipes. And then I told my parents, like, oh, I think I'm vegan now. I'm vegan.
Wow.
And I just haven't stopped since then. Yeah.
Oh, that is amazing. And you're how old? 19, 20?
Oh, please. I'm 39. November, I'll be 40. Yeah.
And looking fine.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm telling you, you glow, and you have so inspired me to seek out healthier eating. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
And
I love that. I need you to live long and strong with me, girl. Be friends. Like I need you here. So you need to take the best care of you so that we can be friends for a long time.
Same. I just love it. And so let's fast forward. What's one positive change, most positive change from before you had your first flare to now, fast forward 20 years later? What's the biggest positive change that you have extracted from this journey of courage and adversity?
I think my biggest takeaway from this whole experience is I can allow myself to be down for a moment. I'm just not going to stay there, and surrounding myself with people who will not let me stay there, and realizing like you're always going to be in a problem, leaving a problem, or on your way into a problem. And problems are just part of life. Like it's the human condition that things are just not always going to go right. That's a fairy tale. As much as I am a fairy tale princess, I realize now that I have control of how I, perceive my situation, and that is going to make it better. Just looking at it differently is going to make it better. And feelings are not facts. Like I could feel like the world is ending, but no matter what happens, the world will continue going. Like the world will still spin on that axis, whether or not I feel good that day, So I might as well feel good that day. Yeah.
Oh, mic drop. Yes, absolutely. And feelings are not facts. I love that. Now, I know that you are all over the socials. Can you let us know first where we can find you? And then second, your most immediate upcoming event so people can sign up.
All right. So my social on Instagram, I am Tenille _the_captain. Yes, like Captain and Tenille. And on Facebook and everywhere else, really, I'm Tenille Stewart, TENILLE STEWART. And I have a masterclass on the 17th of June. So when you're
that's tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So y'all, this masterclass is gonna be incredible. I don't need to toot my own horn, but toot. Like I really pour myself into these classes. I really want people to get as much value from what I know for free as they possibly can, because I understand, money is a subject. It's a topic of conversation on most people's lives every day. So this is a free masterclass. Just do yourself a favor go to my Instagram, find the link, inbox me, find the link, and register. You still have time, even though this is the day before. Register right now for this masterclass. It's going to be moving. It's going to be life-changing. It's going to clarify some things for you to go on and live this happy, healed life. Okay.
Okay. And we will put that link in the comments when the reel reposts, and you can just click on that link and sign up and get in on the golden nuggets that will be shared in Tenille's masterclass. Tenille, I know you're busy. You have much that you are carrying. I want you to know alone and you belong here. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Guys, I'm so excited to share this Women of Courage series. And we want you to know that we see you, we hear you, and you are not alone. I have a book coming out in August, and I want to make sure that you're plugged into the tribe. So leave your information in the chat. And know that I'm Bren Harris, the Warrior Mom, with the Warrior, and we are your source for truth, transparency, and trust. Warriors, unite.